Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
And welcome to another episode of Rankum. This is going to be a fun one today. We're talking about science fiction movies from the 2010s. And I've got a great panel with me. Over to this side, we've got Jonathan. Jonathan, how's it going?
I'm doing great. You know, I wanted to discuss something a little new outside of my comfort zone, so science fiction, and I decided to join on the fun discussing science fiction because I thought that 2010s had some great science fiction movies.
Yeah, and also what Matt says, like, we're literally about 8 away, so...
Let's go!
Also, here we've got Ryan. Ryan, how's it going?
Really good, actually. I don't know what it is, but I got the best sleep I did this whole weekend since I have for the last 3 weeks. So I'm well energized and ready to do this.
And last but not least, we've got Jay. Jay, how's it going?
Look, man, you know what? I'm here. I got a list. I'm ready to shout down everybody else's and defend my own choices to make this list my personal 12 top favorite movies in the sci-fi genre of the 2010s. No, I thank you for having me. It's been a while since I've been on. I think the last time I was on, it was video game movies, and people didn't give that a fair enough shake. But yeah, I'm ready. I can't wait for this.
With that being said, how this works is we're going to go around and each person is going to nominate a science fiction movie they think belongs on the top 12 list. And then it's going to come down to the other 3 panelists to say yes or no. Just because it's an even number, the person nominating their vote's going to come down to the other 3. So that's always a danger, but it is what it is. But I'm going to go to Jonathan. Jonathan, what is your first nomination?
Well, first off, I don't think Fast 5, 6, and 7 are counting as sci-fi. So, okay.
Well, 7, yes. 7.
Yeah, you know what?
100%.
7, yeah, a little bit.
We'll reach space, then we're gonna.
They'll eventually go to space. We'll see. So my first nomination is I'm picking Denis Villeneuve's Arrival. Arrival for me is one of the most interesting and unique science fiction movies I've seen. When it was promoted, I remember its promotion that it was concentrated heavily on the aliens landing in Earth, but it's much more than that. It's more about Amy Adams' character's story, what she was going through regarding loss and much more than that. I don't want to give anything away.
Oh no, give it away, please. By all means, spoil it. It's more than a year old.
Now.
Yeah. Well, there's a big twist coming, and spoiler warning. There's a big twist. Yes. Spoiler warning. So Amy Adams' character, I forgot her name. I had it in my
Louise.
I was gonna say white lady with red hair, number 3.
I believe her character's name is Louise.
I think he's frozen.
I think Jonathan is frozen too, but...
Oh, I thought we were like waiting for the anticipation.
But with that being said, Arrival is on the table. Ryan, what do you say about Arrival?
Well, I know Jonathan was going to get more into it, but this is an automatic yes for me. I saw this film. I loved the story that was going on to it.
He's back.
Despite the twist that was going to happen in there, I did love the basic storyline of if all of a sudden alien ships arrive on Earth, our reaction, our way of trying to learn how to communicate with them. And I liked how it was they were approaching from an intellectual standpoint at first before things start. Before it made that little sci-fi jump, I was already invested in this movie within the first 30 minutes. So this is a yes.
Yeah. So what I was gonna finish, it's just more about the the characters than it is about the aliens and the other story, where they're focusing more on the positive spin of the genre, a positive spin of the story, even though there's a sad story in her background. So, anyway.
Jay, what do you say about Arrival?
I'm actually going to have to abstain from this one. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not going to cast a vote yay or nay. So,
but it's going to make the list because I have seen it. I loved it. Thought it's a good movie. And one of his other movies may come up a little bit later. But with that, we go to Ryan for his first nomination.
Well, I don't know if we have that rule on where you want to trade out of films to add another one the more we get further down into this, but I'm just going to throw this one out here because I know there's good ones. The one I'm going to nominate is Upgrade by Lee Wanell. That movie, it had a lot going for it after that first trailer had dropped, and then going in, seeing the world that it had created of people, of technology becoming more and more associated in our lives. The story of Logan Marshall Green's character, of him getting an AI system installed into his neck, which he was believed to be a chip, and then learns it's sort of like his own HAL 9000. And then going into the rest of the story, I like how even though it's a revenge thriller, it's mainly a plot to explore the world around him, where he's seen with, and this is not a twist. This is more of you're learning that there's people who have enhanced themselves through technology, and you've also seen how technology has kind of made certain things obsolete, like with the police area, to where some cops are relying on technology to solve crimes, others are using old-fashioned detective work. I want to see a sequel to this film, or at least somewhere where we can get more into this world, because it looks very interesting.
Jay, what do you say about Upgrade?
The better version of Venom gets a big ol' yes from me. Although fuck Logan Marshall Green, that just needs to be said. But yeah, this movie gets a big ol' yes from me.
Yeah, this is one I actually haven't got around to seeing. I just couldn't track it down in time to watch it. But Jonathan, it's up to you. What do you say about Upgrade?
God, I like this movie a lot. I do. Oh man, yeah, Jay's right. It is the better version of Venom. Venom was not a good movie.
Venom could have been so much better, and then we got this instead.
Yeah, Upgrade is basically a traditional revenge story, but it's turned into a gritty action film, with some twists along the way for sure. You know what? It was on my runners-up list, Upgrade, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to go yes. Yeah, I think I like this. Yeah.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
And with that, Upgrade makes the list, and we're going to go to Jay. Jay, what's your first pick?
All right. So I'm going to get the basic pick out of the way real fast. It is the second best movie from 2018. Say what you want. You can call it a comic book movie. You can call it pandering all you want. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is the best science fiction comic story we have ever gotten. It is not just a Spider-Man story. It is a science fiction story at its heart. There are multiple universes that all end up colliding. And if something isn't done at the end of the day, all of the universes are going to be taken away. They've literally just created that story and added Spider-Man to it. Spider people, I should say, because they're not all men. Some are pigs. And then you also have Penny Parker. So yes, my first... and Spider-Gwen. So my first movie is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah, this is one, I'm not going to lie, I didn't even think about this one in the vein of science fiction, but you are totally right. Sci-fi is not just going into space, and this is a whole sci-fi storyline. So I'm going to give it yes, but I have no idea where the other two are going to go. But Jonathan, what do you say about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah, I did not think about that. I did not put it on my list. I love the movie. I think it's one of the most gorgeously animated films I've ever seen. and is also the best Spider-Man movie I've seen. I think Ryan's gonna say yes on this one. I'm gonna say no because I did not view it as science fiction. I view it as more of a very twisted, gorgeous comic book animated film. But
Can I make an argument maybe to change your mind?
go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so instead of thinking of Olivia or Liv as just Dr. Octavius in this universe, think of her as a mad scientist. And what is she trying to do? She's working for a billionaire who has nothing but money and is trying to change the world around them by using science in a fictitious way. Literally, this is a science fiction story at its heart that does have Spider-Man in it. Just because you didn't think about it, like Malcolm said, he didn't think about it either. If you look at the themes behind this movie and take Spider-Man out of it, if you made this movie with any other characters, this would be a science fiction movie. Just because we had a comic book character does not make it just a comic book movie.
True, and I do have one on my list that I did see today that is in consideration. We'll see if we'll get to it.
If that doesn't change your idea, that's 100% fine.
Yeah,
but
I still love the movie. I love it.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying you don't. I mean, I will
think,
after you still say no, but
but just because it's not dealt with, it's a great argument. But it's, in my opinion,
I get it
because it's viewed. I don't think I view it as science fiction. I'm still gonna say no, but I do praise the movie. It is a great movie.
That's fair.
Right.
For a second, I'm like, what the heck?
But anyway, with that being said, Ryan, it's up all on you.
Well, even when Jay said it, I knew exactly, yes, this is a sci-fi movie because despite, you take out Liv, this is still a scientist using a super collider, and Wilson Fisk, if you take out of his his villainous origin in comics, he's a man who lost his family, and he is trying to use technology to get them back. They're not going to be his family, so he's going to dip into other realities in order to get his family back. And even then, we see Spider-Man, either the original Peter Parker, then coming on to Miles and Peter B, they have to use science in order to shut down that machine. It's not more of like a simple comic book movie to where, I got to punch the bad guy or do something at the last second in order to turn this machine off. No, they need a specific flash drive key in order to shut down the goober in order to shut down the machine. And even then with the Spider-Man film, you do get to see all the other Spider-Man from different worlds, different parallel universes. So I'm going to say it is a yes. Because we do get a glimpse of some of these other characters from their worlds. If a pig comes from their own universe into ours, I think that counts as science fiction. If we meet a girl who has a psychic connection to a spider and operates in a robotic suit in order to fight crime, that's also a bit of sci-fi in my mind. That's one of the things I love about comic books. They are sort of kind of like our they're not bread and butter, but they're kind of like a small palate cleanser into science fiction for us. It's just dressed up with latex tights and
check my hand. I just washed my hands. That's why they're wet.
Yeah, you know what? I will watch this movie again for like the 20th time. In the prism of science
those
fiction.
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump those numbers up.
Also, man, the Easter eggs in that movie of all the different versions of restaurant chains, movie titles is so hilarious.
Yeah.
The creativity is beyond genius.
That's a good pick. That's a good call, Jay.
Thank you. I don't normally go for the very basic pitches, but like this was one of the first movies that popped into my head when I thought about sci-fi movies.
But with that being said, it's on me, and I'm probably going to go for a basic bitch pick here. I'm going to go for Rogue One, A Star Wars Story. This is Star Wars is just one of those ones that is sci-fi regardless. This is one that is they don't lean too much into nostalgia. I'm one of those ones that do enjoy the trilogy, but I think Rogue One is the better one. When it comes to these Disney Star Wars movies, Felicity Jones is great as Jyn Erso, and just just watching the story of them getting these plans, and even though you know what's going to happen to them at the end, you're still invested in their story because they set it up perfectly so that you do get emotional when they do eventually meet the end that you knew is coming. But Jonathan, what do you say about Rogue One?
Man, I did not view it as no, I did. No, but when I did when I looked at Star Wars, that was the only Star Wars movie I put down on the list.
That right there, 100%.
Because Force Awakens I enjoyed. Last Jedi, I mean, I did like it because of the Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker was not good, but Rogue One, I could have this as a rewatchable experience for me. I think this is a fun science fiction adventure where they have to get the plans, and and the characters die. Duh. But I'm gonna go yes on this because this is the best Star Wars sci-fi movie of the decade. And if we're gonna have a Star Wars movie on the list, I think Rogue One is the way to go.
They don't die; they become one with the Force. Star Wars lore. God.
Oh my god.
Ryan, what do you have to say about Rogue One?
It's funny because I had either Rogue One or Solo as the legit sci-fi portion of Star Wars. The reason why I'm saying Solo is because there's more focus on the technology in that one too. Sure, that Maul cameo you get a little bit, but even then, just like with Rogue One, everything's focused on the technology. It's all about. You got that point there. But even then, I wasn't. Solo was kind of like a mild honorable mention. Rogue One was definitely kind of like dancing on that list there. I mean, what the fuck is Star Wars? I mean, of course, I'm gonna go with yes.
And Jay, what would you have said about Rogue One?
I would say Rogue One is the clear choice. We already said that Fast and the Furious movies weren't going to make this list, so Solo had no chance. Everybody knows Rogue One as the prequel to the story of Manny Bothans. Not many Bothans, Manny Bothans. As you know, it's just one person, last name Bothans, first name Manny, getting the Death Star plans to everybody. No, honestly, this movie brought heart to a World War II story set in outer space, and it did it in a way where I knew walking into the theater exactly what was going to happen at the end of this movie, where it was going to end. I knew walking into that movie, and they still made me care about it. This movie would have been a big yes. I didn't actually have it on my list because I kind of figured somebody else might put it out there, but I am glad that this one gets the big old yes from 3 panelists. 100%.
But with that, we go back to Jonathan for his next nomination.
Hey, look, we agreed on a Star Wars movie. Yay!
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you about Rise of Skywalker too. That movie's just hot fucking garbage. So
okay, so
you can at me at jburns253. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is.
All right. So, man, I didn't expect to get those 3 on the list, and really fast fashion. This is great.
It's all downhill from now.
Yeah.
all
Okay.
downhill from
So, man, I have some good choices here. You know what? I'm gonna go with the little indie sci-fi film called Ex Machina.
Okay.
Ex Machina, man, this came out of nowhere for me. I've heard a little hype behind this movie when it came out, but it is how can I describe it? It's more of a claustrophobic sci-fi experimental thriller about a computer programmer played by Donald Gleason going into this facility which he won, with where Oscar Isaac resides in, and he's in charge of a robot called Eva, played by Ava. Thank you. Played by Alicia Vikander. The whole movie is tense. It's unpredictable. I loved the ending. The ending is fantastic. The way that the tables have turned, let's just say. It's a fantastic movie. It is one of the best sci-fi movies of the decade, and Ex Machina should be nominated and to go on the list.
Ryan, what do you say about Ex Machina?
This was definitely on my list. I mean, just like with some of the other sci-fi films, this one, one thing it does, it holds true to the sci-fi genre, to where it introduces a premise about us asking questions. And I love the debate between Oscar Isaacs and Domhnall Gleeson about the purpose of life, and also pretty much the existence of Ava. What does she challenge? What does she bring out? And also is the moral ambiguity of her existence. And then, of course, I like the cat and mouse game that's happening here. Like, you don't know who to trust. You don't know what is real. And especially with Oscar Isaac's character, I love how he dances between the idea of first of a genius to a madman to a manipulator. So I do love the role that he plays there. So, and of course, Alicia Vikander's role as Ava is great through most of her physical movements. When, of course, it looks robotic though, but even then, the physicality she brings to that role is incredible. So this is a hell yes.
Yeah, she should have gotten more recognition for this movie than she did for The Danish Girl, for sure.
Well, you know how the Academy, they love their bio movies.
But Jay, what do you say about Ex Machina?
The moral quandaries that come up in this movie, like Ryan said, just to throw it out there to our audience, what makes you right to date in something you don't know if you were created in a lab at all? What makes you say this is right or this is not right to pass judgment on that? No, I don't care about the philosophical argument, actually. We can get into that later. When I've had a little bit more to smoke. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this movie way more than I thought I would. Like, I walked into this movie, was expecting honestly, I saw Transcendence before I saw this movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh, so wow. I was like, I like the story of Transcendence. I don't like the way that it was implemented.
Yep.
I liked the way that this was implemented way more than I liked the actual thought process behind it. This would be a yes for me. 100%. This would be a yes for me.
Yeah, this is an absolute yes for me as well. I saw this for the first time last year. I saw the hype died down a little bit before I watched it, because I knew that if I watched it when all the hype was there, I might be more disappointed in what it was. I enjoyed this. It was fun. And somewhere out there, Aaron J is excited because an A24 movie is making this list.
You're welcome, Aaron.
But with that, we go to Ryan for his next nomination.
I thought Upgrade was A24, or am I wrong? Oh,
no.
It's not? Okay, that's fine.
I thought it was like Blumhouse.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yes, I think so, yeah.
I'm sorry, both studios are starting to blur in my mind, but let's break away from that then. You know what? This film, I don't know if it may, I mean, it has great sci-fi elements. I just don't know if it might be a given. I'm just going to nominate The Martian. One with, of course, directed by Ridley Scott with Matt Damon. Matt Damon gets abandoned on Mars by his team because they assumed he was dead. Turns out he's alive, and now he has to do whatever he can to survive on Mars, but also learn how to live there until, NASA, who realized that he's alive, can create a rescue operation. And even then, with good sci-fi movies, it does one thing sci-fi films, or at least sci-fi in general, does. It always does like those lone wanderer stories very well, to where the person is alone and they're asking questions to themselves, but also seeing Mark. I was about to say Mark
Watney.
Yeah,
Mark Watney. Matt Damon.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
No, he's gonna say Mark Wahlberg. You know he was gonna say Mark Wahlberg.
That would be a totally different movie.
Space Boston.
Yeah, but seeing Rodney's character having to analytically and also think critically throughout every step of the way, he couldn't take one moment to himself to freak out or to lose his shit because he knew that every
Because
moment
it was used to make potatoes.
Yeah, used to make potatoes out of everyone's shit. It was used to take a decaying radioactive isotope to keep him warm, so he can be able to drive in a Mav rover, and then also hack into a satellite, so he can finally start getting fucking emails, so he can actually get some semblance of normalcy in his life. So the Martian is what I'm dominating.
But with that being said, Jay, what do you say about The Martian?
So this is where I'm about to catch a whole lot of hate. This is a flat out no for me because this isn't science fiction at this point in time. Hold on. This isn't science fiction at this point in time because they had to mathematically craft a way for this to be feasible in order for them to do this. They released papers on how this would actually be a thing that they did. They brought it from fiction into reality, and at that point in time, this stopped being a fictional thing and became a fact that they could actually do it if it came down to it. Now, the if is the really gray area for me when it comes to it, but honestly, as much as I liked this Golden Globe Award-nominated comedy, I'm going to have to say no.
And Jay just stole my joke because I haven't seen this. I was going to make a joke about there being comedy. Okay. So it's not good.
I like this movie, though. Don't get me wrong. I like this movie, but the fact that it is so real, the fact that it's so real that they had to come up with escape scenarios just in case it happened when we started to colonize Mars. And they used this. It's like the Star Trek effect. It's so science fiction, it becomes science fact. And I can't accept that because it's not outside of the realm of possibilities anymore. Yeah. That's why I'm going to say no personally.
Okay.
And it's a good point. I figured this would be a long shot because I realized the argument would drop in that this is no longer a fiction, but it's more of a reality, or it's more of a possible scenario that we can actually achieve.
But yeah, I mean, I haven't got around to seeing this. It is on Disney Plus for me now, but I just haven't got around. There's so much stuff on Disney Plus now. I just haven't had a chance to watch it all.
Star dropped. Everybody's watching Family Guy.
I mean, I don't know about other countries. We've only got just one season the Family Guy at this stage, and it's not season 1. So.
Oh yikes!
It's one of the good Family Guy seasons. Jesus,
he just said it's not season 1.
No, I said one of the good ones.
But Jonathan, what would you have said before we start veering off topic?
Oh man, this was number 11 on my list. This is a great movie. Look, it doesn't take itself so seriously. Matt Damon is he definitely carried the movie along with Ridley Scott's direction. Definitely Ridley Scott's best movie of the decade. Yeah, he carried the movie with his charisma and humor, and and it has a great cast in it too. But I do understand Jay's argument on it. I mean, it is mostly like a factual science film than it is a science fictional film, even though it is based on the book. But it's fine. Yeah. I would have gone yes. So,
Jay, what is your next nomination?
All right. So, from the desolate sands of the red planet to our very own planet dealing with climate, let's talk about a storm that has enveloped the entirety of the world. And before everybody jumps my shit thinking I'm talking about Geostorm, I'm actually talking about Snowpiercer.
I knew you were going there.
I'm nominating Snowpiercer as one of the best science fiction movies of the 2010s, because if you think about it, not only are we in a post-apocalyptic world, we are in a world where the normal people in this train don't know whether or not their children are going to be snatched up to disappear forever, let alone how long the train is going to be able to run. There is a horror element to this, but it is entirely science fiction when you find out everything that happens happens at the end of this movie. Plus, I think this is one of the only movies where I've ever wanted to actually watch Tilda Swinton die a very, very, very painful death.
Whoa.
Because I love Tilda Swinton. I said one of the only movies, but I love Tilda Swinton. Honestly, huh?
I'm saying she's so good at making you hate her characters.
Oh, she really is. She really is. She's like Jack Gleason, the guy who played Joffrey Baratheon. You hate him, but you love to hate him. But yeah, Snowpiercer, legitimately one of the better global warming horror stories / science fiction stories out there. P.S. Check out the show. Daveed Diggs is fucking killing it.
It's good, huh? Okay.
It is actually. It's a lot better than it's a lot better than it has any right to be, seeing as it's a TV show based off of a movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I was hesitant, but because I know Jennifer Connelly's in that, I did give it a shot.
Facts.
But always Ed Harris, damn it. But yeah, Snowpiercer is a good movie. As much as I don't really want to make a certain person of 3 letters happy that this is making the list, if it does, I like this movie. I cannot deny it a spot on this list. I'm going to say yes. Jonathan, what do you say about Snowpiercer?
Look, the real star of this movie is the director Bong Joon-ho.
Fair.
He made an extraordinary movie. He's basically possibly the director of the decade. Well, one of the directors of the decade, because with Parasite.
Easy.
But
Easy.
And Oak Just Goods too. But this is on my list too. Snowpiercer. Yeah, this is 100% yes for me. This is a great movie.
Also, comic book movie, graphic novel movie.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is a great movie about Chris Evans, going through different sections of the train. It's like a different levels of a video game, like level 3, level 4, level 5, or whatever. And then we get to the final level, unfortunate level with Ed Harris. But this is a fantastic movie. I love this movie. I rewatched the movie fairly recently. Just to go on a Bong Joon-ho marathon with Parasite, Memories of Murder, that one. But yeah, this is a great movie. Great pick, Jay. Great pick.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
And Ryan, what would you have said about Snowpiercer?
This was actually one of the first 3 I put on my list when I was writing up sci-fi movies. So yes, Snowpiercer, and
it's number 2 on my list.
Yeah, this was the movie that introduced me to Bong Joon-ho, and also this movie really helped solidify and reminded me why Chris Evans is such a damn good actor. When you remove him from the Marvel films, you see him when he goes to work here. I even love seeing Octavia Spencer in a supporting role. Tilda Swinton obviously fucking kills it. One of the few final films with John Hurt.
Rip.
Yeah, I love how Jonathan brought up that it's sort of like a video game movie. Each level is different, and you can always play this as if it's a role play, a side-scrolling art like an RPG. First level you're in the back car. Second level you got a battle. Third is kind of like a detective area when they find out what their protein packs are made of, and then they move further and further and further on down in. So every new level of the train is fresh to where. And different action, different stakes, different intensity. It is a joy to watch, honestly. So yes.
Just one real quick thing. Did anybody get Chang-Woo Park vibes when they started the whole axe segment of the train?
Yes.
Like the whole old boy in the hallway scene.
Yes.
But on a train.
I didn't know that was him.
Old boy vibes.
Yes.
I did not know that was him until I rewatched Old Boy. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Honestly, this movie has to make this list. I think if there's one movie that everybody will agree on after everything's all said and done, this has to be one of them.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone did all agree on it, so it's made the list.
Well, I meant in the comments section, Malcolm. Yeah. Okay.
Well, if not, then check out Bong Joon-ho's other movies.
He's
an extraordinary filmmaker.
Get high and watch Parasite. You won't need the subtitles.
Yeah, once we start looking at the polls, I better see some good positive responses for Snowpiercer.
But on that note, it's on me for my next pick, and I'm going to go back to a director that we already have a movie of his on this list. I'm bringing up Blade Runner 2049. This is one that I saw for the first time last year. Because I was always the one that didn't go see this when it first came out, just because I was never a big fan of the original Blade Runner. And I've tried watching it many times. I did rewatch it before this, so I do enjoy it a little bit more now. I can don't ask me what cut of the original Blade Runner I've seen, because I could not tell you. There's so many different ones out there.
There's only 9 different cuts of the movie, Malcolm. Jesus.
But there's only one cut of Blade Runner 2049, and it's the only one we need, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a really good movie. Like, getting Harrison Ford back. Ryan Gosling was a really great addition to this. But yeah, this was a fun movie. I did not expect to like it as much as I did, but it's one that I'll probably go back and rewatch. But Jonathan, what do you say about Blade Runner 2049?
I love this movie. This movie surpassed my expectations because I didn't expect it to be this good. It really, you could debate that it could be as good as the original or equally to it. I mean, it's fine if it's, less extraordinary than the original, but it definitely made you think and also get you on a very deep philosophical journey regarding, I think his name is K, as to whether or not he's a replicant or not. And I like how Villeneuve did that. It's very well done. And also a comment on Ana de Armas. She was really great in that movie. And also I want to single out probably the best de-aging of a movie I've ever seen. I'm not going to give away what it is yet, but it's just fantastic how they did it, because it does feature in that scene one of Harrison Ford's best moments in his career for me. Because
I'm not going to give it away, but I'm going to de-age this person. And then you mentioned
you kind of knew who it is, but no, but you
give away the first Blade Runner, honestly.
True, but no, but you could see the emotion pouring out of his face in the shadows and then on the lights. Also, again, Roger Deakins cinematography, it's fantastic. So yeah, it's 100% yes for me.
Yeah, Ryan, what do you say about Blade Runner 2049?
I'm actually kind of torn on this one. I did see this film in theaters when it came out. I actually saw this film before I only knew vague pieces of the original one. So when I saw this one, I had no expectations. I was just going to see, over 2 hours long, this better be good. And I'll be honest, I was not bored. I was intrigued with it. It's just, I don't know. I guess because of maybe overabundance of sci-fi and comic books, the idea of replicants didn't pop to me. But even then, Ryan Gosling's performance was great. But yeah, Ana de Armas really was the highlight for me in that movie. Playing a VI, really trying to be like humans. Oh God, I don't want to break this whole thing down.
It has a great love scene in the movie. It was cool.
Yeah, it's one of the more visually cool love scenes. Yeah. Damn. No, you know what? But the fact this is sci-fi, plainly speaking, looking at it, and with the world it's set in, and also, I mean, what's the Boston Dynamics? The fact they're already trying to work on actual AI, so I'm gonna go with a yes on this.
Yeah. But that Blade Runner 349 is main list. Jay, what would you have said?
I would have said, well, we live in a society. No, I get it. I have more of a love for the original Blade Runner. than I do for Blade Runner 2049, and I'm talking like the ultimate director's cut, the like final one where yes, Ridley Scott came out of nowhere and said this is Deckard is a replicant. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it, which just kind of gives away a whole lot that's going on throughout this movie if you look that deep into it. But even if you don't look that deep into it, just on its surface, if you watch this movie, this is a purely sci-fi movie. This is like a sci-fi movie with themes stretching back to the beginning of the genre itself. And the fact that they were able to make a movie in the same vein as the original, but not entirely remake the original while calling it a sequel, but also able to expand on the lore behind the world. This has got to be a big old yes from me, dude. It would have been a yes, as much as it didn't make my list because I knew somebody else would have it on their list. It's a big yeah, dude. 100%.
Yeah, the reason why I didn't bring it up because I knew, again, what Jay said, but also, I thought Arrival's a better movie, but yeah, Villeneuve, I think, in my opinion, is the director of the 2010s. So,
yeah. I think Blade Runner and Apocalypse Now are in a competition with each other to see how many more director's cuts they can get.
That's good. That's fair.
I've no idea.
Blade Runner just needs a documentary about it, like Hearts of Darkness, and then it'll gain an edge.
But with that being said, Jonathan, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
Man, so far ranking them is going to be very difficult. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy. Okay. What am I going to go with?
We have our top 5. Let's be real. We have our top 5.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. I'm just going to make this sound effect to feature what I'm going to say next. Bwom!
Pass.
Bwom! Inception. Look, it's a different science fiction. I mean, it's a heist film, but definitely within science fiction confines of science fiction. I think this is definitely Nolan's best sci-fi film of the decade. Whereas you take a emotional journey with Leonardo DiCaprio's character Cobb, who's struggling with trying to get back into the United States because of a crime that he committed. But the way that Nolan did how they set up the world is to set up the world of dreams and to implant an idea in a dream. It was pretty awesome and revolutionary for its time. And I haven't seen anything like it since then because this was an original idea in terms of science fiction. So I'm nominating Inception.
Ryan, what do you say about Inception? This is a tough one, honestly. I know I know the sci-fi elements are there. I love the world of shared dreaming. It's just this was kind of like a one-punch movie. Honestly, it got me the first time. Every time I go back to rewatch it, though, I see less sci-fi and more of Christopher Nolan's philosophy being spelled throughout the film. That could be just me, honestly. But even then, the elements are still there. I like the more deeper you go into the dream, the ideas, the limits of time or the rules of time changes along with the rules of physics. I don't even know if anybody heard that.
Oh, we did. It's on video. It's on YouTube.
Okay. No, but even then, this actually might be the first. This might be the first time I'm gonna have to give this a no. I want to put this on here, but the list I have here, I think personally on my list, I think there's some films I would personally rank above that. Like Inception would barely crack the list.
Jay, I think I know where you're going with this, but vocalize it.
Okay. That's 100%. Jonathan's gonna hate me at the end of this. I watched a better version of this movie in 2006 when it came out as the animated film Paprika.
What's that? No.
This is honestly, this is going to be a no for me, and it's not just for my known disdain / distaste for Christopher Nolan movies, because Christopher Nolan makes one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's not Batman related. His best movie is, and I will not lie, and this is a hill I will die on, Christopher Nolan's best movie of all time came out in the 2000s. It is called The Prestige. Every other Christopher Nolan movie is up its own fucking ass, and this is one of the biggest ones where that actually makes a big old statement. This and Interstellar, but we're not going to go there. But I have seen this movie before. I saw this movie done better in The Matrix. Or I'm sorry, in Paprika.
The Matrix.
The Matrix. I've also seen it done in The Matrix, but
man.
as unfortunate as it is, I don't care that Leonardo DiCaprio was in this movie. I don't care that Elliot Page was in this movie. I don't care that anybody's really in this movie. This movie could have not been made, and yeah, I watched it in 2006. So this would have been a no for me.
Yeah,
This will be a no for me.
Yeah, I would have given this a slight yes. I do like Inception, but this is one that after I've rewatched it sort of recently, it's kind of lost what I enjoyed the first time I saw it. But
It's
it's
a movie
still
that doesn't hold up to scrutiny. You can't watch this movie multiple times without being like, wait, what? Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? And they don't ever explain it. As good as it is when you first watch it, the more and more you watch it, the more and more you're just like, wait, what?
But in saying that, I think we can all agree that it's at least better than Tenet. So,
Man,
Yeah. Yeah.
wanted to like Tenet.
In all fairness, Tenet is the one Christopher Nolan movie that I think that you should watch more than once.
No, I agree.
Oh yeah, that's
Like, that's the one that you have to watch more than once to actually understand it.
no,
Man.
it's not a one and done movie. Like you have to watch for the story, then
man.
rewatch for the science.
It saddens me. This was high up on my list. Okay, it's cool.
I'm sorry, buddy.
but with that being said, we're going to go to Ryan next. Ryan, what is your next movie?
But, well, I don't want to. My next film on my list definitely was released in the 2010s. One of my favorite films of this director, and probably the only film, or at least I know of from recent memory, to where Bruce Willis actually gave a good fucking performance, and that is Looper. I'm nominating Looper mainly because I love the idea of the story to where the mafia, time travel isn't been in the future, and the mafia found a way in order to pretty much, do business. They contact their past selves, they hire hitmen to assassinate people they want to get rid of in the future into the past so they don't get charged with their crimes. But I like how the story is mainly focused on the idea of time travel being used in sort of a way, now almost kind of like more of like a tool. So it's you're breaking laws, and then of course we meet Bruce Willis playing Joseph Gordon-Levitt's future self, wanting to pretty much burn everything down because, like everything, it turns into a revenge film. But even then, the ideas, the stories, the time travel, that scene with Paul Dano and his future self, that is 100% a very chilling effect I see. And then, of course, with the addition of TK, the telekinetic abilities, I like how it's very realistic. Not everybody's all like psychically powerful. Once TK is involved, some people can do small things like lift objects or just swirl small stuff around. It's not as science fiction as we want to see it, but once we start like halfway into the film, the sci-fi really starts to pour into the elements, most like in my opinion. So Looper is what I'm nominating.
Jay, what do you say about Looper?
Two things. One, I thoroughly enjoy most Rian Johnson films. Two, this is dream casting because I don't know if you've ever seen a young version of Bruce Willis, but he looks absolutely nothing like JGL. That being said, honestly, yeah, at its core, this is a science fiction movie. Yes, there's a revenge story in there, but you can't have that. Yes, this gets a yes from me. You add you add time travel to just about anything, and you're probably gonna get your science fiction niche in there. And I swear to God, had Guy Pearce's Time Machine come out not in like 2002, but in the 2010s, it would probably be here. This is about as close as we're gonna get. So yes, Looper does get the pass from me.
Yeah, I mean, I like most of Ryan Johnson's movies. I do not care for Looper. I'm just not a big fan of this, and just
Okay.
so it's a no from me. Jonathan's looking like Mr. Burns over there.
Excellent.
So, Jonathan, what do you have to say?
Like, fate is in his hands now.
And you know what? He's gonna jump our shit for saying no.
Because for Inception. No. No, but in all honesty, Looper is in my 12. Looper is a yes for me. I like Looper. This is definitely an enjoyable Ryan Johnson film. I enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed how Bruce Willis has to Joseph Gordon-Levitt has to be Bruce Willis. Like, again, he does not look like Bruce Willis.
He doesn't look like Bruce Willis at all. That's Bruce Willis' dream cast.
I want to say something about it. Probably has one of the best kid performances in a movie. The what was the kid? The name of
Sam.
God.
It's a Sam.
No,
Matt?
but it's the something.
Vince. Vincent. Oh, no.
Oh, well, anyway, but it has a terrifying kid face, like, when he just like that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a yes.
Is it Noah Segan as Kid Blue? Is that the one?
No,
Well,
he's
there's only
the who has the TK abilities.
Yeah, that kid. Emily Blunt's kid.
Son. Yeah.
Son, yeah.
But anyway,
I'll look it up. Let me just.
But anyway, we go back to JJ. What is your next pick?
All right. So, I wanted to get a little comedic with my next choice. I wanted to add a little bit of levity to this because science fiction movies don't necessarily always get to be this laughing, funny sort of movie. Usually you're dealing with heavy shit. So I have two on my list and I'm going to fight for one later. Right now I'm going to say to end the Cornetto trilogy, I think The World's End deserves a shot at this list. I'm going to throw it in a little bit early. I think The World's End deserves to be here. Because if we're going to talk about alien invasions, we're going to talk about humans fighting back, we're going to talk about replicants / robots / smashy Eggmen. This movie deserves to be here. I think Edgar Wright, Simon Pegg, and Nick Frost did a really great job on what seems to be the weirdest of the three in the Cornetto trilogy. So that is my choice.
Yeah, so I saw The World's End for the first time last year. It's enjoyable. I also have a couple of comedies on this. Neither of them is The World's End. But I'm going to give this a slight yes and see what everyone else does end up saying. Jonathan, what do you say about The World's End?
So I've seen all three of these movies. This is my least favorite. I thought it was.
It's the only one in the 2010.
I know that, but I'm just this is my least favorite of the three of the Cornetto trilogy movies.
That's right.
But I'm gonna go a slight no. Because I thought it was just enjoyable, and it just didn't occur to me to put on this list. That's pretty much it. But it's a good call, but it's a good movie, but it's not on my list.
Which means it's all on Ryan.
You know what else was a movie that people didn't think belonged on this list? Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
No. Actually, out of the Cornetto trilogy, there is another Simon Pegg and Nick Frost film I want to nominate on here, but Honestly, it is the more. This one is the more sci-fi element than the other one I want to nominate. And honestly,
that one.
You know what? Fuck it. Even if it gets low on the list, I'm gonna say yes. I actually did. I enjoyed this film, even when that twist came later in the movie. I did like how, even though the stakes were there, it still didn't change the fact that it still had that moral center story of friends reuniting or trying to relive something of their past. And in a way, it does touch it. It is a bit kind of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and of course, that final moment in the confrontation. Nothing's wrapped up in a happy bow. Everything goes to shit, and you see people have to start all over again. So for something in the Conera trilogy to end like that to end on a note like that, I thought was very ballsy, especially after films with the endings of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz.
100%. 100%. This one took a chance, and I don't necessarily agree with the chance. I really don't. And I'm not going to say that other one may or may not be on my list. I think both deserve a spot on this list, to tell you the truth. This is the one that I decided to nominate before that one, and I can make an argument for that if it doesn't come up later.
Yep. But with that, we've got 3 spots left, and it's on me to nominate. I'm going to go for this one because I'm pretty sure if no movie from this franchise makes it in, then there'll probably be right. So I'm going to try for one just so we can say really stride. And I'm going for one that, like, because I mean, when it comes to superhero movies, a lot of people argue that they all belong in science fiction. But the one I'm going to go for is the one that is science fiction because it is set in space and it's not Captain Marvel. I'm going for Guardians of the Galaxy. This is one of my favorite ones, and I really do enjoy this. And I look on some faces, I do not know what's going to go, but when it comes to the Star-Lord, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, and all that, this adventure, the first adventure, is just so fun. It steeps into all science fiction elements, and you've got a lot of great comedies and all that. But Jonathan, what do you have to say about Guardians of the Galaxy?
God, it's a good movie. I like this movie a lot, but look, we have 3 spots left. Ay. Can you come back to me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ryan, what do you say about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Even if I didn't know we had 3 spots left, this one's going to be a tough choice. I personally, yes, it's set in space. It has a lot of sci-fi elements in there. Both films do, but I have to give this a no. I just have to. And that one is not, and that's not an easy no for me either. Like, ugh.
Jay, what do you say about Guardians of the Galaxy?
So I walked away. I didn't storm off camera. I walked away to grab something off of my wall. This right here is my movie ticket to Guardians of the Galaxy in 3D on my birthday in 2014. I wholeheartedly love this movie. At its heart, this is a heist movie. This is not a science fiction movie. This is a heist movie set in outer space. Yes, there are science fiction elements to it, but you could literally do everything in this movie and put it on the planet Earth, and it would be the exact same movie. As much as it hurts, because I have a very special connection to this movie, this is a no from me.
Wow, actually, well, back to me. Actually, that Jay and I are on the same page. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It's more of a heist movie than it is a sci-fi movie.
Don't get me wrong. I will fight anybody in a dance-off, but this is a heist movie in outer space.
Yeah, I actually agree with you on that. Wow. Yeah, I love this movie. It's more of a heist movie. Also a prison movie, because most of the movie is in prison. in space. So
Decent chunk, yeah.
yeah, but look, I love the movie, but I'm gonna go no.
I love the movie.
Yeah, I figured this was. I figured
Had
it was going to
it
go.
had it come up earlier, we might have a different conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I figured this was the way it was going to go. And this is the only one from the MCU that I thought like could argue that for sci-fi, because like Thor Ragnarok's not really science fiction. It's more
Thor
fantasy.
Ragnarok is more science fiction than Guardians of the Galaxy.
Fair.
I will say that that Thor Ragnarok is a swords and sandals movie set in outer space. It is Gladiator set in outer space.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Jonathan, what is your next nomination?
Oh God.
Lay it on us, baby. It better be a good one too.
There's 3 movies I have on the list that hopefully got on the list. Shit, which one do I go with?
That is the question.
Well, there is no Blur.
You, me, and Ryan have a chance to get our last movies nominated on the list.
That's true. That's true. I hope one of them is the one that it does involve a time.
Lobby to me and Ryan right now.
All right. Screw it. Mad Max Fury Road. Look. It's a post-apocalyptic science fiction action adventure. All right. That's all I have to say. And it is a much beloved film, even though it is a car chase for most of the movie. It is science fiction because you have to speculate whether or not this will happen. And it is a very cool science fiction movie because the way they use those recycled materials, when they had to use it for their cars, come on, flame-throwing guitar. I mean,
the world is running out of gas, and then you use gas to propel flame 20 feet in the air?
Exactly. Exactly. But no, but in all seriousness, I mean, it's not really a Mad Max movie. It's really a Furiosa movie. I think the core of the film is Charlize Theron as Furiosa, one of the badasses of the decade that, just wanted to take
Furiosa, a Mad Max story.
Yeah, but no, in all fairness, I mean, it's a great movie. So I'll nominate it. I know it's a stretch. I would have picked another one, but I want to see where this goes. I'm just going to give this a chance. So let's see what happens.
I'm going to get my Shinji dad glasses on. You're not going to see my eyes.
I'm going to go first on this one. Because me and Jonathan were talking before the stream, and this is one of those ones Jonathan said before the stream, there's no video evidence, so I can't prove anything.
That's true.
That he wasn't sure if it was a science fiction movie or not. So it's quite funny that he was on to bring it up. But that being said, I do not like this movie. I think it's highly overrated. I'm going to say no. Ryan, what do you say about Mad Max Fury Road?
I'm sick and tired of everyone saying that this is a Furiosa movie. Yes, she has the bigger role into it, and this is more of her journey, but everyone's overlooking Max too. I love Charlize Theron in this film. I love how we do get her narrative, her story of redemption. It is to say, yes, she does own a good portion of this movie, but at the same time, Tom Hardy does a damn good job still being able to emote and act by only using the little of lines that he's given. But even then, I love the fact it's a simple car chase because then you focus more on the character work.
Yes.
But I found this more of a simple dystopian film than a science fiction. Yes, there are sci-fi elements, how they're able to use recycled material in order to get cars moving, how even the simplest value that milk and water is used as a very precious resource, and even how O-negative blood type is kind of used as a universal donation for almost everybody.
I mean okay. So I just want to interject real quick, Ryan, not to make your point for you. Just a couple of real fast things. One, O-negative is a universal blood type, so they can do that. And B, you will never find a utopian / dystopian world outside of a science fiction thing. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. They are well within the same umbrella here. And I'm not trying to influence your vote one way or another. I'm just saying, without a utopia or a dystopia, science fiction doesn't actually exist.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I mean, I wanted to look. I was really on the ropes here. Even though it's still good clarification, I have to say no. I am sorry, God. Ugh.
Look, I just wanted to give it a shot. It was not on my list. I just wanted to give it a shot. I mean,
it's a worthy try. Honestly, it's a worthy try.
But Jay, what would you have said?
Honestly, I would have said yes. And when it came down to it, post-apocalyptic, dystopian, those are literally two of the biggest genres when it comes to sci-fi, especially with what we've done in the last decade. That would have been a big thing. It's a big thing now, and it'll be a big thing in 10 years when the world goes to shit. It's a little too close to home, and I don't think a lot of people really want to talk about it like that. And it's unfortunate that that's where we have to come to when it comes to this. This would have been a yes by the slimmest of margins, and mainly, if you IMDb this movie,
I did. I just did. Actually,
sci-fi is like the 4th tag.
No, it says number 3.
Oh, it shows it as number 3 on yours.
Yeah.
I'm on the mobile app. It shows it as the 3rd tag behind action, adventure, and drama, which was weird to me. But this would have been a yes by the very slimmest of margins. But it hits everything that you're looking for in a science fiction movie. And I will say this: I watched this movie in black and white and enjoyed it way more than I did in color.
Oh yes, that's
in its shiny and chrome version. It is. I don't know if it's much more poignant, but it's like Logan. I prefer it in black and white to the Technicolor version of it. No. But it still would have. Yeah, this would have been a yes by that much. But I didn't get to speak first, so it's okay.
Yeah, Ryan, do you want to change your vote, Ryan? It seems like you're really on the fence.
No, I'm realizing that when Jay clarified that, I'm like, that makes a lot more sense because 3 of the films on mine are dystopian films on my list. So I'm just like, wow, I mean,
if I made your argument for you, that's fine. I mean,
But anyway, Ryan, what is your next nomination?
As much as I want to get some of the 3 I want on here, I should stand to warrant the fact that we just nominated a comic book. We nominated Star Wars. I'm amazed we didn't even fucking think of Star Trek. So I'm actually going to nominate.
You better nominate the right one if you're going to nominate a Star Trek movie.
Yeah, I'm going to nominate Star Trek Beyond for this list.
You didn't nominate the right one.
Really? I like Star Trek Beyond because.
Yeah. You like the movie that lost at the Oscars, The Suicide Squad.
Oh, give me a break. No, give me a break. Oh, okay. Well, I like Star Trek Beyond because yes, of course, a chunk of the film is taking place on a planet where the crew are separated from each other. But even then, the element we get to see in this futuristic world that there are still planets that exist out there that are desolate, that are abandoned. And with the character of Idris Elba, he is using technology to change his appearance to extend his life. And then also the character of Jayla, how she is using random bits of technology in order to repower something that's old. And then, of course, the Abernath of that little ancient weapon. The town, the station of Yorktown, how you can almost consider it a goddamn planet with the way it's constructed. And then, of course, one thing that sci-fi, the one thing that Star Trek is always applauded for throughout its television and even the Kirk and Picard runs, even with the Deep Space Nine and Voyager, was the human elements of mortality, our place in the world, and of course with identity. And I thought they were all poignantly shown here. Then in Into Darkness, to where it was all rushed in action, like in an action scene. But just like Jonathan when Bad Fury wrote, I'm giving this a shot. If it's not, that's fine.
But Jay, you said this is the wrong Star Trek movie. What do you say about Star Trek Beyond anyway?
I'm actually going to change. my stance on this. Ryan made he made a plea. He made a gambit on this, and I respect him for it, and he is not wrong. Whereas I think maybe I'm choosing or thinking of Star Trek into Star Trek, into Darkness more because I have that love for Wrath of Khan, which is obviously the best Star Trek movie of all time. Nobody really can argue that. He's not wrong in the sense that this is more of a Star Trek movie, not a Star Trek remake. It didn't deserve to lose to Suicide Squad at all. As unfortunate as it was, this is actually going to be a yes from me. This is actually going to be a yes from me. I still think it's the wrong one, but that's bias, and I'm going to put that bias aside and say that this is probably the one that actually deserves to be on the list.
Yeah, I mean, this is not my favorite Star Trek movie out of the two that count in the 2010s. But
it is definitely the more science fiction-y one, though.
Actually, it's the only two Star Treks of the 2010s.
Well, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was. But yeah, Jay literally took the words out of my mouth, as I was literally going to say this is the more science fiction-y of the two, because as much as I enjoy Into Darkness, that's more of that's not so much a spy movie, science fiction movie as as Star Trek movies are, and
it's more of a political thriller than it is anything else.
Yeah,
that's true.
But so I'm also going to say yes to Star Trek Beyond.
Jonathan looks pissed and confused.
Yeah,
Jonathan looks confused.
Jonathan is coming back. He's literally gonna be all blush.
Jonathan's like, how did this make it? But Mad Max and fucking.
But Jonathan, what do you get? What do you get to say about Star Trek Beyond?
Okay. So first off, I do like the movie, but second off, like, wow, I gotta be honest. I think we're wasting one spot here because I see like three or four. Well, no. I meant three movies better than that one. So, wow, I'm baffled, to be honest. But, okay, I like the movie, but it's a good pick.
I mean, sometimes you got to have an easy one that's likely going to be unanimously made 12. So
true.
but Jay, what is the next one you're going to bring up?
All right. I will fight for this movie. If you want to call a comic book a book, that is completely fine. I'm not talking about comic books and books. I'm talking purely book here. And to clear up a little bit for Star Drew, who has said some things in the comment section about whether or not Infinity War deserves to be on this list. You're not wrong. It's a science fiction-ish movie, but I believe that that's more of a comic book movie than a purely science fiction movie, which is why I stayed away from the very larger movies that revolve around science fiction, but could be seen as more of a comic book movie. It's why I went with Spider-Verse instead of Infinity War or Endgame. And speaking of games, I think Gavin Hood's best movie of the 2010s is Ender's Game. As much as I don't like Orson Scott Card as a human being, I think Orson Scott Card is a trash human being. I don't think that enough people have actually watched Ender's Game, let alone read the book, and I waited until we had 2 segments left to try to get something in under the wire. Ender's Game literally was one of those books that I read as a child, so I might be a little bit biased. I might have a deeper love for this book than a lot of other people. There are certain things that I would have changed in the actual movie itself versus what they did from the book, but I think that they did a great enough job to talk about an alien threat that is coming from the Earth and talking about how it is the younger generation who will have to do something to end this fight. And then they trick this child at the end of the movie into destroying everything So you have to look at it. It's not only a science fiction movie. It's a psychological thriller where you're testing the psyche of a young child who is growing up in the 24th century. And it's not this utopian Star Trek world. It's actually more along the lines this dystopian world where you don't trust everybody and you have this martial law effect only because of this alien force that is out there. And you get to see what militarism does to children and the effect that it has on the psyche of individuals. Not just played out in, oh, you're going to join the army and you're going to go and you're going to shoot somebody in the face, but you're going to be in command of so many things. And then they don't tell him, and spoilers, obviously, the movie's almost a decade old at this point in time. He obliterates an entire race. So yeah, even with the last 20 minutes of the movie where you find that out, it's this in-depth look at what post-traumatic stress will do to a child in a scientific or in a scientifically fictitious world. I think that this movie deserves a spot on this list because it is a purely science fiction movie, and we don't have a lot of war science fiction movies here, and I think because of that, this actually deserves a spot. 112. I think this deserves a spot.
I can think of one, but yeah.
I mean, I've never seen Ender's Game. Jonathan, what do you say about Ender's Game?
No. I only seen it one time and I forgot about it, so no.
Oof.
And Ryan, what do you say? What would you have said about Ender's Game?
I'm like you, Malcolm. I didn't get the chance to see this film.
Oof.
Yeah. The argument definitely convinced me to find it on any streaming service to get a chance.
I would definitely suggest watching it, and if you haven't watched it in a couple of years, I would go back and rewatch it, even without reading the book again. It's definitely worth at least bringing up in the conversation of best science fiction movies of the decade. 100%.
Shit, I gotta pick another one.
But with that being said,
Of course you can, but you suggested Inception, so.
But with that being said, Jay mentioned games. I'm going to go for another movie, and just by that, I think most people know where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
I'm going for Ready Player One. This is
No.
Ready Player One is a great movie. I really do enjoy the hell out of this, and it's not just because of all the references and stuff. I think it's a good story, and it makes me interested to see for when Ready Player 2 eventually gets made into a movie and see on what happens there. So from what I've heard, no one likes that book, but Ready Player One, I think, is a fun movie. I think it belongs on this list. Jonathan, what do you say?
Look, there are some fun parts in the movie when he's in that world. There are fun scenes. No. Look, Spielberg has directed better sci-fi movies that were not in the decade, and this is not one of them. So I'm gonna go no.
Hey, look, I saw Twilight Zone the movie. That's a better directed segment than this entire movie.
Ryan, what do you say about Ready Player One?
This is unfortunately a no for me as well. Look, I see what you're doing with the story. He was trying to make it simple and streamlined for us so we don't get too bogged down. But then at the same time, a movie that's basically about people wanting to see nostalgia thrown into a plot about pretty much what's meant to be like a key hunting quest. I think this movie suffered because people wanted to see these nostalgic Easter eggs of wanting to see Alien and Predator, Superman, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, all that stuff in there.
Akira,
Gundam, the Iron Giant, Mechagodzilla. But even then,
fucking Chucky.
Yeah. Even if we didn't have a couple spots left, I still would have given a pass on this film. even though it's a good science fiction, even though it stands good in science fiction, it doesn't lean too much on it. It stays more into the fantasy realm, honestly. But
That's true. Yeah.
But Jay, what? Obviously, you're saying yes.
So here's my thing about this movie. If this movie came out in 2014, this might have been a thing. If this movie come out before microtransactions in AAA game titles was a thing, it would be one thing. But then they added the microtransactions to this game where you could win certain things in game and then buy it as an aesthetic for your character. We have been inundated with that over and over and over again. So it's really Ready Player One, the microtransaction story at this point in time. I know I'm probably making enemies of Sandy the Sandman Robinson and Jeremy Paul Adams. I don't care. I don't like this movie. I don't get what everybody's obsession with this movie is. It's okay. It's not the greatest video game movie of all time. I'm sorry. Nobody's brought up Detective Pikachu in a minute. Detective Pikachu, leagues better than this movie, and we can fight about that as well if you want to.
Oh, I thought
This is not a good movie.
I actually agree with you, Jay.
This is not a good movie, so this would have been a no from me as well, dog.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Detective Pikachu did make our video game list when we did it.
It did, but not science fiction. Huh.
But anyway, after that, we've still only got 2 spots left. Jonathan.
We had such a great positive roll in the beginning of this video.
We did. I told you it was going to go all downhill, baby.
All right, so, exactly. So Jay brought up a science fiction war film, and we haven't had that yet. And but it has a time loop.
Nope, pass.
Oh, come on.
Pass, 100%.
Oh,
pass. I've seen the better version of this in the 90s. Pass. I love you, buddy. It's been great to flex back and forth with you about whether or not we're actually going to be friends or not at the end of the show. We're not friends right now. Pass.
Okay, screw it. I'm going to change it. I'll change it.
Hey! I didn't mean to bully you into that at all.
No, because we do have one time loop movie in the list, so. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with this other one because we don't have this on this list. I'm a little shocked. Her.
Okay.
So, look, this was before Blade Runner 2049 and before, AI computers was introduced and all that. So, Spike Jonze created a very original story about how a very lonely man, is obsessed with a computer system. Played very well by Scarlett Johansson in a voice performance. The way that Jones really focuses on the loneliness of that character, of the Phoenix character, it is a little sad because he has gone through so much with, ironically, Rooney Mara's character. Now they're together. But I think Her is one of the more visually stunning and more original films of the decade, science fiction films of the decade. And I have been thinking of this ever since. And and I just want to give this a chance because I think this is a different film on the list in terms of what science fiction movies are on here. I'll nominate Her.
Ryan, what do you say about Her?
It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but even then, it still rings to me. It doesn't. We're almost getting there. We are almost getting there to where programs like Samantha and Her are going to become even more and more real. I mean, sure, of course, everyone's going to argue with Siri, Cortana, and then of course with Alexa. But even then, those are still kind of like basic responding commands. Well, Samantha and Her, that's an actual AI, actually designed. She's just one of a billion AIs created out there, and throughout the film, you see these things that not only develop their own personalities, they develop their own wants, their own needs, their own questions of morality, their own questions of their own identity, to where in the end, and this is an over 8-year movie, so sorry if anyone has not seen it, the moment they all leave to find out their own purpose, I think it came out in 2013, right?
2013.
Yeah, 2013. It's hard. I'm sorry. I still can't believe it's 2021. I'm sorry. The year 2020 felt like a decade. Okay.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. For a second, I'm like, wait, no, I know it's 2013. No, but yeah, just the journey. Like, I like how, of course, the whole thing's supposed to be the journey of Joaquin's character. But then once Scarlett's character, who Samantha, to start to become more, to show more human capabilities, and the fact that she's not a physical thing, you do see how these AI, how they affect everyone around them, how everyone is actually reliant on them to the point they didn't even understand how reliant they were. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, this is a yes. I'm going to say yes to her.
Malcolm, how many spots do we have left?
2.
2? Okay. 2.
Jay, what do you say about her?
Ryan, you have swayed my fucking thought process on more movies than I was honestly thought possible. And I only say that because you and me have debated about movies and TV shows multiple times, and I love you for it, bruv.
Just not
honestly, if the ScarJo Ghost in the Shell movie was fucking, I don't know, 1.5 million times better than it was, this wouldn't stand a chance. But this is legitimately like the basis of the best Ghost in the Shell movie that ever could have been. This surprisingly gets a yes, as much as I don't like Leaf Phoenix's. I don't like Joaquin Phoenix as much as everybody else seems to. This gets a yes from me. This movie was more depressing than the best years of our lives, but more captivating than the best years of our lives. This gets a yes from me. Surprisingly, I'm glad this movie was brought up because I know a lot of people were talking about it, but I don't think enough people have actually talked about it. This gets a yes.
Yeah, because look. I forgot about this movie, by the way. That's why I was focusing on that one movie that I was, going to pick. But I was like, oh, I forgot about this movie. So that's why I brought her. And also I did a best of 2010s list, and this was on my best of decade list. So I forgot about her. So you're welcome, Jay.
This I've not seen her yet. It's on my list.
Amazing.
Honestly, you know me, I don't suggest people watch very many movies. I'm always like, decide for yourself. This is one I will say, if you can find it on streaming, watch it. It's definitely worth it.
This is one I've definitely been trying to find for the longest time. Like when I was did my film course last year, like I saw the short movie that Spike Jonze directed, which kind of was some kind of inspiration to it, but yeah, that's a whole other story.
But definitely one of the sadder sci-fi movies.
Yeah, but I think that speaks more to the depression in human beings than it does anything else, which brings the scientific portion in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I'm sorry, Ryan, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was gonna say I don't know. I don't know if you're talking about her. I actually found the ending not as depressing as most people interpret it as. I mean, yeah, it hurts when they all leave, but then I still like the fact that
why Jonathan?
I pissed off Jonathan to the point where I'm like, this isn't depressing.
If I wanted to watch this movie, I wanted to watch it while laughing. That's why I chose Jexy.
Oh God.
I keyed.
That's one film I actually avoided to watch. Jexy. Jesus.
Honestly, I would.
Jexy?
Ooh. I said it was the funny version of this movie. I didn't say it was the good version of this movie. I said it was the funny version of this movie.
But with that being said, we've got one spot left.
Wow.
Ryan, what are you picking?
Well, everyone's going to automatically say pass on this one, but I'm just going to throw it out there anyway. Since one TC film was overlooked, I'm going to go with the other one, and that is Oblivion.
Pass.
That's why I said get ready to say pass. I'm picking Oblivion because once again, with some of the sci-fi elements involved, it's almost like he's the last. He feels he's the last man on Earth. After the humanity went through a war against alien invaders, and now he's trying to maintain. And he believes he's on Earth because humanity has gone to the stars. And he and this woman who are here, Victoria, they think they're gonna do this job and then go to a colony on Titan. And then the rug gets pulled out from under him, realizing no, humanity didn't win in a war; they lost. And now turns out he's sort of helping the bad guys destroy this planet. And I like even with the incoming of Olga
Kurylenko.
Kurylenko. Her character that shows up to realize that he had a past, but also I love how it doesn't really. I'm not going to spoil the twist, but I like how it doesn't really date exactly how old each of all these characters are. But I do like the fact with Morgan Freeman explaining what happened to the world when this sentient machine AI came to this world and how it took everything it took the best of humanity and turned it against each other. I definitely applied that. And the ending itself, it also has its own little wrap up in a bow, but in the end, it leaves on a hopeful note. But like I said, get ready to pass. So I just want to make my pitch for this one.
Jay, what do you have to say about Oblivion?
Had he chosen Boss Level with Frank Grillo, which dropped 2 days ago on Hulu, we might have had a conversation.
Hold on a second. Hold on. This is eerie. Because Malcolm and I, we were talking about Boss Level.
I know Malcolm said he had tickets to see it tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. This gonna get a no for me, dog. Everybody knows I don't necessarily detest TC Legend like everybody else does. He's got 2 excellent movies in my opinion. One of them is debatable, where he is the white savior of Japan in The Last Samurai. I love that movie. Don't get me wrong. But the other one is Tropic Thunder, which everybody knows. Those are my 2 favorite Tom Cruise movies. I've seen Groundhog Day. I saw Groundhog Day. So if we're Goldilocks and the 3 Bearsing these movies, you've got.
I won't quote word for word his threat to Flaming Dragon, but I still love that fucking scene. I will massacre you.
I will Oblivion, which is too cold. You've got Groundhog's Day, which is just right. And then you've got Boss Level, which is a little too hot for a lot of people, but it's also incredibly new and not enough people have seen it. So Hulu, if you want to sponsor Rank 'em, let me know. I will fucking fight Malcolm for it. I will travel to Middle Earth just to fight Malcolm for control. No, I won't. Unfortunately, this is going to be a no from me, dog. I get it. I understand the reasons as to why. There's a little bit of a twist in this movie. It's not bad, but it's very generic Tom Cruise action. I feel like I've seen it better in different movies. Plus, he's done a little bit of this and that here and there, where this just seems like we're going to add 5 different types of Tom Cruise into one movie and say it's brand new. Even though it's really not, because we've seen this plot line over and over again. That's just me personally, though.
I just haven't seen Oblivion yet. Jonathan, what do you say about Oblivion?
Make this quick. No.
With that being said, we go back to Jay.
So I'm stuck between 2 technically alien invasion movies. Which one do I go with? Do I go with the one that everybody thinks I'm going to go with? Or do I go with the other one? Oh my God.
It's not Independence Day Resurgence.
Oh fuck! No, it's not. What the fuck, Jonathan? I thought you respected me, bro. Oh no! You know what? One of them. Okay, came out in 2011. Came out in 2011. Got a little known individual by the name of John Boyega in it. Got a little known individual with the name of Nick Frost in it.
Oh.
We talking Attack the Block. I'm going to throw Attack the Block out there for one of the most underrated 2010s sci-fi action movies of all time. Because you know what? Aliens invade America a lot. You know where aliens don't invade a lot? Everywhere else. So we're going to talk about one small little hood in London. Attack the Block, the last pick, and honestly, I think probably the most underrated pick of this entire list. Attack the Block. Don't tell me you haven't seen it, Malcolm. We're going to fight. I swear to God.
Jonathan, what do you say about Attack the Block?
Look, I was gonna get to it today, but I had some important stuff to take care of, so I have to abstain. I haven't seen it. I was gonna watch it today. I was, because it is on Hulu. And by the way, Boss Level is pretty good on Hulu. So.
Boss Level is pretty good. Boss Level.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by Hulu, but watch it.
But I was gonna get to it today, but yeah, because I know a lot of people like this movie. So
Ryan, what do you say about Attack the Block?
We might as well get the boxing because I didn't see this actually.
So can I at that point in time, I feel like my choice has been ultimately disrespected. Can I make a plea to the panel to change my vote since none of y'all have seen this movie?
Malcolm, it's your show, man.
You can come up with another pick just because no one else has seen it.
That's fair. Okay. So I want to go back to the comedy segment of this at that point in time. And if we're going to go back to the comedy segment, what screams science fiction, if not an alien? If you want to sponsor us, please do. 100% facts. 100% facts. What screams alien human unification more than getting your balls licked by the same person? The Watch.
Oh,
The Watch.
No.
Hold on.
No.
First and foremost.
No.
Oh my God.
First and foremost, I was gonna say Paul, but we got a little bit too close to that with The World's End. The Watch is one of the best ensemble comedy science fiction movies that we have gotten in a very long time.
No.
Oh shit. Oh
No.
Don't even give me that. I'm sorry. Ben Stiller and Richard Ayoade are fucking classic in this movie. I bring forth The Watch. Because obviously people have seen this one, but y'all ain't seen Attack the Block. There's a problem with y'all.
Because Attack the Block was not promoted. Okay, so I'm blaming the
then how did I
promoters.
watch it?
Back then, look. Anyway, I was in college. Let's keep going.
Malcolm hasn't seen this movie either, but he's watched movie 43 205 times.
I have seen The Watch, and because I like movie 43, you think I like bad movies. I really do not like The Watch.
Oh, thank God.
Just wait until I say no to everybody else's movies. Oh, God. No, I won't be vindictive like that.
Jonathan, what do you say about The Watch?
Oh, he says no. Let's be real. He says no. He wanted to bring pretentiousness into this. That's why he chose Christopher Nolan.
Look. Okay. No, The Watch is horrible. I'm sorry.
The Watch is hilarious.
I did not laugh at this movie.
Ryan, what do you say about the watch?
I really thought you were going to go.
We're 6 days out from Black History Month. I can't believe you.
I'm trying to put Black History Month on me. Black History is
With
Black
the watch.
Okay.
Well, the watch was hilarious.
Look,
This is probably my favorite episode of Piron.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
you know what? I want to see how the fucking chat will react to this, so I'm giving this a yes. Not just for the shock value, but because after a third time watching the watch, I did love the dynamic with Jonah Hill, Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller, and Richard Iowado. And at the same time, I can see Jonah Hill not play a dickish character. He's more
We
like
got our balls licked together. Why do you think I would? Yes. Yes. Shut up. You're laughing. I don't want to hear it. You voted no. You're still laughing, and this movie came out fucking 9 years ago.
It's a bad movie.
I never said it was good. I said that it was funny.
This is Ben Stiller's all I'm going to say about this, out of those four men, Ben Stiller is the blandest out of all four of them. Vince Vaughn, I mean, Jesus Christ. I love the fact that I like his character more. And of course, the best fucking line, big dick my ass. I had to one hand that shit.
We got our balls licked together.
Yeah, it turns out.
What makes you think I would betray you?
Turns out the alien invasion looks like the alien invasion just turned out to be an underground sex orgy. What? Someone say orgy? Someone just say orgy somewhere?
Orgy?
So Boss Level, check it out on Hulu.
Way to chill, Jonathan. I love it.
It was fun. You're gonna have a fun time with that movie. Frank Grillo's awesome.
Yeah, I like that guy with the cheekbones.
But anyway, I mean, I'm gonna go for this one, even though I know what Jay's gonna say to this one, because
Make me feel like an asshole, Malcolm. Okay.
It's the one that John Ford was going to bring up, but then changed his mind and didn't.
Okay.
I'm actually going to bring it up. Edge of Tomorrow is a great movie. This is look, Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt do make an unusually interesting pairing, and I think that well, yes, I know time loop movies have been done to death, and all that. This is still a fun one to do, and it just shows it great. I haven't seen this in a while, but I still know I like it enough to nominate it. But yeah, Jonathan, what do you say about Edge of Tomorrow?
Yes, because primarily for three reasons. One, the war action is actually done very well. I like those mechanical, robotic figures. I like those. Yeah, those. Two, Tom Cruise. Yeah, he plays an a-hole in this movie for sure. Like a PR a-hole, and he has to go through the same day over and over. And he does have comedic timing in that movie. And three, Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt is awesome in this movie. You know, she's fantastic. And yeah, 100% yes for me.
Ryan, what do you have to say about Edge of Tomorrow?
Before you comment, I think you're going to be the deciding vote here.
Don't put the pressure on me. No.
Don't worry, I got one more.
Damn. I mean, Edge of Tomorrow is good. It's great. It's one of those like sci-fi war films that I think we don't have on this list, but I don't know. I think we can still find room for another one. So I'm gonna say no.
Jay.
When it comes down to everything, y'all just let me rant about a movie and didn't correct me. So I'm gonna take that as a personal slight and say no. I'm gonna take that as a personal slight and say no.
I'm actually surprised now. I'm actually surprised that I may potentially pick the last one.
You're not, though.
We'll see. I don't know.
You're not, though.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what.
You better pick the right alien movie.
But Jonathan, what is your next pick?
I really thought Edge of Tomorrow was going to make it. Okay. Thank goodness I picked her. Okay. What do I have left? Okay. This is the movie I just saw for the first time today.
Oh God.
And it is based on a comic book.
You didn't let it ruminate at all.
I know, but
I saw it today.
Yes.
Fine. Okay.
Boss level. No.
Not based on a comic.
No, I know that. Let's go for it. Dread.
Son of a bitch.
Nope. Sorry.
Look, I had a fun time. I had a fun time. I did not know it was written by Alex Garland, who also directed Ex Machina. That was really a surprising fact for me. But Carl Urban is great. I like the decision that he didn't take off his helmet in the movie. That was kind of awesome. And I love Lena Headey as the villain. She
not
is
Headley. It is Headey. You're right.
Headey. Yeah, I'm not gonna go rogue on this one. Headey. She is fantastic as the drug dealer. Oh my gosh, she is cold, ruthless. You know, she gets to hunt down these two judges. Well, one judge and then the rookie, and just kills everybody in the district. Ooh, she is cold and ruthless. And the way they portray that point of view of how they take the drug, the slow-mo drug, that was pretty good. The way they did that slow motion POV. But you know what? Let's give it a shot. I'm nominating Dread. So,
Ryan, what do you say about Dread?
Low key, this is actually the one I wanted to add on to this list, so I'm of course going to enjoy.
This is you saw the better version of this in the '90s. Don't even give me that.
It's the reason why I said no to Edge Tomorrow, because I wanted to add this one too, because this was a film that I thought did a very great job of giving us an almost realistic portrait of what the future of our society is going to look like. The fact that these tall structures, the mega structures, it made a lot of sense too, because we already have.
That's what you go with, not the remake of RoboCop. Okay.
But beyond that, the idea of also with the science fiction too, how also it's giving the idea of the police force, the judges, the fact that seriously, they are judge, jury, execution on the fucking spot. Now, I can take that and make it a matter of fact that this day as a black man, but even then, the fact that it's going to be something used in the future is a very fucking scary thought to think of. I mean, of course, they paint this movie well. The judge is going like, this world is so fucked up that it's needed for them to not wait to arrest people. They just got to, other than that bust they did in the peach trees, that's a different story. But even then, I will give this as a yes, even though ultimately this does fall into kind of like the way the movie is. It's just pretty much happening in events. It's happening inside a building. So, but also the psychic abilities of Olivia Thirlbury's character, Anderson.
Olivia Thirlbury, thank you.
But Jay, I know you could probably go say the anyway, but why do you feel that way?
Because we got the better version of this movie in the '90s. I don't need to see a remake of the. Don't look at me like that, Jonathan. You can go ahead and make that face all you want. This movie didn't need to be remade. They decided to remake this movie purely for profit. No, pass. Hard pass.
There was no profit for this fucking movie.
Yeah, there was not.
Hard pass. So why did they remake it? Why did they remake it then?
Hey, people loved it so much that they actually wanted.
Nobody liked this movie enough to remake it. They thought that they could make money off of it, and then they didn't. That's not a good enough argument to remake the movie.
It's by Alex Garland. He gave
that's cool.
People loved it. They actually want Carl Urban to come back as the judge, if not see a fucking.
Then make a better movie.
Episodes.
Remember when they were the best of friends, you know?
Make a better movie. This is easy, a hard no for me.
I mean, as far as I know, they're still on the same faction together.
Hey, just because we're faction mates doesn't mean that we have to agree.
We're not the fucking
Sure,
Brady
sure.
Bunch. We're not the Brady Bunch where everything resolves by the end of the episode. No.
Don't take my knowledge on the brunch, bro. Okay.
I'm
But
coming with the Brady Bunch movies, not the TV show.
But anyway,
Malcolm, if you say yes, we're no longer friends.
It's your show, man.
I mean,
Ding
there's a
dong.
sacrifice I'm going to make because I love this.
gonna
I
say yes? Oh,
I
you're
love this movie.
Fuck.
Don't worry,
I've
man, I'm pretty sure the
I
chat-
saw it for the
Hold on,
first
Pete.
time this. I saw it for the first time this year. I mean, that being said, I don't know if it's better than the original Judge Dredd because I've not seen the original Judge Dredd.
Oh.
So
Then your vote doesn't count.
hey, I've seen this movie. It's a good movie. It's sci-fi. I'm saying yes. It's making this list.
Damn.
But if that
So we
being
got our
said-
number 12 movie. Obviously, it's Dread.
But with that being said,
Oh,
the 12 movies we have on the list is Arrival, Upgrade, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Rogue One, Ex Machina, Snowpiercer, Blade Runner 2049, Looper, The World's End, Star Trek Beyond, Her, and Dread. Jonathan, what are some of your honorable mentions you had?
Okay, so any one of those, the Planet of the Apes movies, any one of those, it would have been fine for me. Annihilation was one. Speaking of Alex Garland, Gravity, Under the Skin, and Real Steel.
Brian, did you have any honorable mentions?
I too also had Under the Skin. I also had this film I saw called Safety Not Guaranteed.
yes.
Good movie.
This movie I actually would have nominated if Dredd had not been given a yes, would have been A Quiet Place.
The better Emily Blunt movie.
I also would have nominated maybe one of the third Men in Black movie.
No,
And
no, I'm sorry. You would have been laughed out of here. I'm sorry.
then I would have fought hard for that. And then possibly one one of the monster movies, like maybe Pacific Rim or 10 Cloverfield Lane, Kong Skull Island, even though technically it's not a sci-fi film. I would have argued for a monster movie to put on here.
But
Like,
Jay, what
though?
Jay, what honorable mentions did you have?
I have 3, and I think these are 3 that honestly should have made the list. One is Paul. All you want.
Oh,
Paul is one of the greatest science fiction movies that not directed by Edgar Wright in the 2010s deserves to be on this list. 2, Big Hero 6, not a comic book movie.
Shit!
Definitely. Yeah, but now y'all are like, oh, why did we put Dread on this list? Big Hero
Hey,
6
Dread
was
is
the
good.
next one up.
Dread's good.
Shoot, I forgot about that. Okay.
Dread's
the third?
good.
What's
It's not
number
Big
3?
Hero 6 good. I don't want to hear it. The last one is a personal favorite. I know that the franchise itself has been shit on in about the last 20 years.
Oh.
Honestly, I truly liked Prometheus.
Oh, I like that movie. Yeah.
I truly liked
Actually,
Prometheus.
I like
I didn't
that
like
movie.
how it ended. I liked everything leading up to the end, how I liked Wonder Woman leading up to the 3rd act. I liked everything but the very ending of Prometheus. I thought that it was an incredibly well done science fiction movie that happened to live in the exact same realm as the Alien universe. But we put Dread in there instead of 2 better choices. So,
But with that being said, some of the mentions I had was for comedy. I had Hot Tub Time Machine. I do think it's a fun movie. I had In Time, but the Justin Timberlake
Oh,
movie.
that one. Okay.
Was on the honorable mentions list.
I did also have Paul. One that I wasn't too sure, which is why I didn't bring it up, is any of the recent Planet of the Apes movies like Rise, Dawn,
Yeah,
War. I had no idea where they would have gone. I would have tried arguing for that. I probably would have tried arguing for the Hunger Games.
Wouldn't have gotten it, honestly.
Man of Steel is another one like comic book movie I would have tried. And also one that I didn't actually write on my list, but I've seen it in the chat is X-Men: Days of Future Past.
Oh God, no.
I like the movie, but
way
I don't
to
know if that's
assassinate the entire fucking character arc, the
but,
story arc of the comic books. No.
Before we move on, which one of the Apes movies would you have chosen?
The one I had was Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
I wouldn't have been upset if that got knocked down for one of the other ones.
Rise might have gotten the vote, depending on where it came in. Rise
I would
might
have picked Dawn actually, but yeah.
But with that being said, we get to the fun part, which is voting.
2 hours into the show, sorry, Malcolm.
I know. We were such in a fast pace, and then we got to the halfway point.
I told you it was all downhill after choice number 5, bro.
No, 6 after 6.
I mean,
actually. So
in fact, it's been a long time since we've had a 2-hour episode of Rank. The last
you're
few
welcome,
months,
everybody.
they've gone so quickly.
We're going for 12, right?
Yeah, we're voting on number 12.
Okay.
This is an easy choice. This is an easy choice. 100%.
It's an easy choice for me as well. Is it the same easy choice? We'll find out. But Jonathan, what do you have for 12?
Star Trek Beyond.
Ryan.
I wrote Looper.
Ooh.
Jay.
Dread.
I also had Star Trek Beyond.
Damn it! Got to be a little higher, like in the 10s at least.
Nope. Oh.
ST Beyond. Okay, cool.
So it's 11, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 11. And in chat, one that Starger's been bringing up a lot is Source Code. I've not seen this. I don't know about anyone else.
Damn. Yeah, that's a good movie. Yeah, it's a
I
really good movie.
only saw the third act, so I can't technically say
I wish that Moon was on the 2010s. I wish that.
Same here.
Moon is a great movie.
Yeah. But Ryan, what do you have for 11?
I'm staying with Looper.
Jay.
Staying with Dread.
I'm going to keep suspense. Jonathan.
The World's End.
I agree with one of yours. It is Dread.
Okay.
Shouldn't have been on the list, but okay.
It's fair.
I mean, you tried bringing up The Watch, so...
The Watch, better movie than Dread. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Okay.
100%. I'd rather laugh at a movie than cringe at a movie. I'm just saying.
But Jay, what do you have for 10?
Looper.
Yeah, I've got Looper as well.
Shit. Well, Ryan's gonna have Looper. I put The World's End still.
Yeah, I didn't change it.
Actually, that's not a bad. That's not a bad spot, by the way. That's not bad. Looper. Yeah. There we go. I like that. Actually, I like where it is. All right.
Go check the list again.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, I need to bring this list back up.
Where's the? There you go.
But For 9, I've got The World's End.
Same. The
John-
World's End. The World's End.
Yeah.
Ryan.
World's End.
Y'all are
And
wrong.
Jay.
The correct answer is Her.
All right, now this is where it gets tough for me. Shoot.
Really? This is
Yeah, because these 8. This is tough.
Don't worry. Once the polls go out, everyone's gonna be like, "Y'all are fucking wrong. Why are this?"
I can't believe y'all forgot this fucking comic book movie. Well, yeah, there's a reason, because this is the best comic book movies of the 2010s.
No. But the fiction. It's fiction. Okay, that's my argument to that. It's like fiction.
It's the theory of everything. We're going with the theory of everything for every answer.
Okay.
It pains me to do this, but Jonathan, what do you have for an 8?
Upgrade.
Ryan, what do you have at 8?
Her.
Jay.
Her.
Yeah, it pains me to do this. I'm going Spider-Verse. I like it, but I think the other ones are better science
You're
fiction
high as
movies.
fuck, bro. You're high as fuck, dog.
I choked on my shot. What the hell?
It's gonna be a little while for me.
I mean,
Okay.
it's not the first time I've had the same thing on the board for a while.
Okay.
Actually, hold on.
Okay.
But Ryan, what do you have for 7?
Oh, I haven't decided yet. Okay, these are.
Do you want me to recap for you? Or
No, I know what's there. I'm scrolling to the list, but yeah, I'm still. Okay.
No peace. Hashtag fuck racism. Hashtag Hulu, if you want to sponsor us, that's completely fine.
But Jay, what do you have for 7?
Ex Machina.
I'm sticking with Spider-Verse. Jonathan.
Upgrade.
Oh, I'm actually going to change mine. Upgrade is what gets mine. Honestly.
Ryan. What is it?
Rogue
One.
Okay.
I am changing my vote. Yeah, no, I'm changing my vote to Upgrade. I forgot we still had that on our list.
But Upgrade is going to be 7.
Oh boy.
Which I'm
Yep.
kind of glad for, because otherwise we would have had to go to the chat, and who knows where what they would have put.
Yikes.
I don't know why.
Any one of these 6 could be number 1 to me.
That's not true. Come on. Stop
Yeah.
lying to yourself like that. Stop. Don't do that to yourself.
Shoot.
So just to recap what we've got left, we've got Blade Runner 2049, Snowpiercer, Rogue One, Spider-Verse, and Arrival. What am I?
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
As long as we don't have any, we're fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, we're even. Okay, we're okay. I didn't get Inception. You didn't get the watch, so we're even.
100%. Though I would much rather watch The Watch over Inception. I'm just saying. I've watched that movie too many times for me to actually be like, I like this movie still.
But Jonathan, what do you have for 6?
Rogue One.
Ryan.
I changed. I went Blade Runner 2049.
Jay.
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. I love that.
I changed as well, because why not? I put Rogue One.
Ooh. Okay.
Ugh.
Oh boy.
Si se puede.
Si se puede, sí.
See, Cinema Asylum is upside down, but the real message is still visible. No justice, no peace. Fuck racism. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
But Ryan, what do you have for number 5?
I'm still sticking with Blade Runner 2049.
Jay.
Still sticking with Ex Machina.
I went back to Spider-Verse.
You're fucking high,
Oh shit! I
bro.
put Snowpiercer. I put
We're
Snowpiercer.
going to the chat.
We're pushing it. Okay, we're pushing it. All right.
Which
I think
means,
that should be a push vote because Spider-Verse deserves to be number one. I will fight anybody. I will fight anybody. Not verbally. I will physically fly to where you are to fight you.
but with that being said, go to the chat. We've got Spider-Verse. Blade Runner
Star Drew
2049.
says Ex-Mandian, which obviously is Ex Machina. Thank you, Star Drew. I appreciate you, brother. Love you, dog. Ex Machina is the correct answer here.
You need to spell it correctly, and that doesn't count.
Trivia has never been a spelling contest. Trivia has never been a spelling contest.
I mean, this is when I've seen Star Drew in the chat many times, so I do know that he does what he meant when he said that. So I'm going to let it allow.
I'm busting his balls. I want Ex Machina.
More.
Ex Machina is going to be fine.
Oh boy, I'm gonna be sorry I'm sorry to one of you, to be honest, because.
And you're able to use correctly stuff. Yes, this is
about these lames. I got you, Star Drew. Don't worry about these lames.
You're able to use apostrophe correctly, but you couldn't take the time to spell Machina. Come on.
No, Ex-Mandina is obviously the spin-off of the Mandalorian TV show.
But
What the fuck are you talking about?
Before I get angry emails from Star Drew about Ryan, to Jay, what do you have for
Blade Runner 2049?
I'm sticking with Spider-Verse.
You're fucking high, bro.
Spider-Verse.
So we're in another tie. So chat, Spider-Verse or Black.
Say 2049 and we're done.
Science.
Somebody's Uber's beeping at them. Science fiction. Not Blade Runner 2049, which is an overdone movie. I hate you. I don't know who you are, Movie Man 82 us. You're dead to me. You're dead to me.
But that being said, but I always go for the first one I see, which was Star Drew in this count. So it will be Blade Runner 2049. It's going to be fourth.
All right.
Sorry, Stephen, but
what are our last three ones?
Arrival, Spider-Verse, and Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna stick with
Okay, we get it. So Jonathan's vote doesn't count this round. Let's go. Jonathan, I hope you don't think that I'm like this antagonistic. Honestly, this has been incredibly fun, buddy.
We're having fun.
This has honestly been incredibly fun.
This is the most spirited one I've been on.
Look, I love this movie. So,
but that being said, Jay, what do you have for free?
Arrival.
I'm sticking with Spider-Verse.
You're a whore, Malcolm.
Spider-Verse.
We're back in the chat, people.
Whore, Malcolm.
Arrival.
That's because you picked the right movie.
So Star Drew, Stephen, got Spider-Verse or Arrival. The first one I see that comes through here will be the deciding vote.
Oh crap! Oh my god! I forgot Paige was on Twitch today. Shit.
But I don't see anything yet. But Star Drew got in first again. It is going to be Arrival.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now, do we go to our number one pick or do we go to our number
one?
You know what? We could just save time here because obviously, well, actually, Ryan, I don't know where you're gonna go, to be honest. No,
we're going to our number one.
I actually don't know. I don't know. Number one, right?
We're going to our number one pick, yeah.
Number one.
There's a correct answer. There is an incorrect answer. If we have a fucking tie here, I will cut you out of my life like it's a cancer.
I gotta think about this for a second because I know where Jay's going, and I know where Malcolm's going. So,
But yeah,
Love you for it, Star Drew. Love you for it, baby.
What the hell the day to drink a fucking 6-pack?
Oh, was I only supposed to drink a 6-pack? I drank a little bit more than that.
Hey, this is just to start me off. I have to do a hot sauce punishment tomorrow. I'm trying to get myself as drunk as possible.
Yo, dude, you're doing a hot sauce punishment?
Yeah.
What kind of punishment is eating hot sauce, baby? Oh, the bomb? That's not a punishment, dog.
but with that being said,
I'm slapping at some bitch on a 12-pack of wings that I purchased that I'm gonna cook. So
are you doing this live? Tell me you're doing this live.
Yeah, I'm doing it on my buddy's channel where we're gonna be watching.
You better link it in the group chat. Link it in the group chat.
Well,
but with that being said, Jonathan, what is your number one?
Look, I have to be honest with myself. And
out of the 2 movies that are left, you know which is the best.
Here's the thing. So I made my 2010s list. They were both on the list, but one of them's higher. Jay, you won. Spider-Verse number 1.
Ryan.
I still haven't fucking decided because I'm literally stuck here. I'm really stuck.
I'll make the deciding vote. Spider-Verse is the number 1 science fiction movie of the 2010s, bro. Let's be real here. If Malcolm chooses fucking Snowpiercer, I'm sorry, Malcolm. I love you.
It's wrong. Science. Well, what did Malcolm pick? What did Malcolm pick?
I love you, but you're wrong.
It's Snowpiercer, right?
Well, it's actually a case I just hadn't decided either way yet. I've been changing my mind so much in this last few moments.
Every time I can think of a good way to vote, every time you think of a reason to vote for Spider-Verse, I find another equal reason to vote for Snowpiercer. So shit.
I will say this. Which one is more scientific, though? The one with the Large Hadron Collider, which creates a multiverse in which the problem gets solved, or the one about global warming?
But with that being said,
that they get lied to about through the entire movie.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Malcolm, you got Spider-Verse. So Spider-Verse is 1.
I was gonna say, you also have a train that has separate compartments that is able to sustain different areas of society. You have a train for people who want to get down and dirty with their S&M masochistic bad self. You got one area where there's literally that people that go inside there being treated as science experiments. You have another one where they found a way to create a full supply of protein packs made out of bugs. Then you have another area to where they were one car that is solely an aquarium, and then another of kids in a fucking teaching room to where they're being taught a different lesson of history.
Can I say something? Just real fast. Can I say something? All right. I have seen all of that in a Doctor Who episode. Thank you for making the TARDIS a fucking 200-foot-long train. Or a fucking 2,000-foot-long train. I don't need that. I've already gotten it. I appreciate it. Spider-Verse is number 1. Thank you all for coming out.
But just for formality's sake, Ryan, what would you have officially gone for number 1?
Taking away the meat of the story and going ultimately towards the end, I would have ultimately given Spider-Verse the edge, because in Snowpiercer, even though a dad realizes that you can be able to go outside because it's been years for the Earth to adjust for the climate, even then it still leaves on an open-ended moment. At least with Spider-Verse, it has a bit of a closure conclusion with its using science.
But with that being said, Spider-Man and Spider-Verse is going to be number 1. But before I actually recap the top 12, this is the perfect time to announce that I'm not doing a poll this for next week's episode because I've already decided on the topic. I've already got someone confirmed for this topic. Next week's topic, seeing we're talking about Snowpiercer, is Chris Evans movies.
I kind of want to
That's a very easy list. 9 of them are me and you.
Malcolm, if you have who I think you're having on that list, I actually want to be on this panel.
Christina is confirmed for
Yeah.
this list. Red Eye, but and she said in the message when I told her about this, she said she'll legit fight people if they don't agree with her.
This is why she is my spirit animal on YouTube.
Yeah.
Tell her hashtag be gone thought for me, but
No, actually,
yeah.
you should let Christina pick her panel for the Chris Evans one.
No, I'm still going to pick the panel and because I think I know a couple of people. I think I know at least one other person that's probably going to want to be on here. And that I'm not going to. Well, actually, I mean, he's got a picture.
No, don't spoil it.
But anyway, that being said, the top 12 list of 2010 science fiction movies. At 12, we've got Star Trek Beyond. At 11, we've got Dread. At 10, we got Looper. At 9, we got The World's End. At 8, we got Her. At 7, we got Upgrade. At 6, we got Rogue One. At 5, we got Ex Machina. At 4, we got Blade Runner 2049. At 3, we got Arrival. At 2, we got Snowpiercer. And at number 1 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. But with that being said, Jonathan, where can people find you online?
Well, first off, this is my favorite episode to appear on. I mean, this is a great panel. I love this episode here. Who are you, movie man? We'll find out. I don't know when, but you can find me on my social media platforms at John Caro 4 on Twitter and Instagram. I do have a letterboxd, Cinecaro, CINE_CARO. And yeah, I'm all over the place. Yeah.
I will say the mysterious movie man is Stephen Shepherd, who's played.
I got you. Okay. I was looking for the little picture, but
Ryan, we can find you online.
Oh, people can find me on my, of course, follow me on Twitter, Caramel_Pain. If you didn't like my picks here, you can just message me about how you think some of my choices were trash. If not, it's fine. You can also check out my YouTube channel, Mount Schmodown. If you guys are fans of the movie Trivia Schmodown, I pretty much do like an ESPN style 30 for 30 career retrospective breakdown on movie Trivia Schmodown players. And then also, if you guys want to see me do a fucking hot sauce, hot wings challenge, tomorrow on my buddy James YouTube channel, Shimonair Productions, we're going to be doing a watch along to AEW Revolution. We also have ourselves another bet, and whoever wins that decides the punishment. But pretty much, I'm pretty sure earlier on, it's going to be me doing my punishment, and then you're just going to see me fucking sweat it out throughout the entire pay-per-view, wondering if that hot sauce is either going to destroy me from the inside or I'm going to burn through it.
But Jay, we can be upon you online.
So you can find me 2 places if you're over the age of 18. You can find me on OnlyFans and Twitter at the same place at jburns253. You can find me on Instagram at bargang_burns. Same place you can find me on Snapchat. You can find me on Facebook at jburns. If you try to come at me with some stupid ass idea that you have for either a show, or you try to tell me how I'm wrong with my pick, I will utterly destroy you like I'm Thanos snapping. Don't play that game with me. I will put you in your place, and I will film it. Not only for the rest of my social medias, but you can also find me on TikTok where I make funny content at jburns. But that's where you can find me. You can also find me on Full Metal Media every Thursday doing Full Metal Classics. Malcolm, I believe that you are also a member of the Full Metal Mafia, and we can find you doing them every Sunday at one point in time or another.
Yeah, you can find me over on Full Metal on Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern. hosting Full Metal Classics. And tomorrow is a very special one because it features the return of Jeremy Paul Adams to trivia. He's he is coming. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And you can also find me hosting Full Metal Random, where this week, some people wanted a match all about me. So I granted them this match. This is going to be different to the one because there's no way they can cheat and Google me and all that. Basically, for this, if they do get a question correct, they're going to get 2 points. But if they give me a funny answer and make me laugh, they're going to get a point for that as well. But if you were wondering how this came about, I actually do have a clip challenge for you here.
Yeah, two. One is movies she likes. She the dog. I think that would be very interesting one. I like sandwiches. He likes sandwiches. I think we're on the same wavelength. And also, I said this before. I'll say it again. I want to do the fucking Full Mel Random match all about Malcolm Lay. Just questions about you and only you. Not about like your movie taste or anything like that. It's just like, what's my shoe size? How tall am I? How much money do I have in my right pocket? Those are the questions I want, damn it.
I mean,
give me my match.
I told you before, that's not going to happen.
I want it. I'll keep saying it. If you give me the platform, I'll keep saying it.
Maybe I might give it to you for April Fool's Day. I mean, it's getting a bit early in April Fool's Day, but that's how that match came about. But with that being said, this is Rankin. And until next time, keep listening, shit.